What's poppin', y'all? We're talking about Polo G again, and it's not to do with him having a hit song. Did you actually know that he dropped an album in 2024? But we're gonna get straight to the topic before we touch on that album. Polo G said he would like to be a streamer because it seems so easy. And, well, that's probably why he said it, but he said, I want to be a streamer one day too. I heard they pay better than rap. Crying emoji. Now, some people went in on Polo G. Some people dropped their jokes. Number one, it definitely doesn't if it's true that Jack Doherty, another streamer, paid Polo G $200K to hop on his stream for 20 minutes and then he left. Streamers are not getting paid that much for a short appearance like that. And I don't think I even know. And this is the thing. Streamers would get so much hate for doing something like that from their own audience. Meanwhile, a Polo G can do something like that and everyone just laughs it off or supports it. Granted, it's a little bit difficult to hate on Polo G when he does it to somebody that is a slime ball to damn near everyone in public, and there has a list longer than I can count of scummy things that people have seen him, that we have all seen him do on camera. Who knows what he's getting up to off camera? But the thing is, this isn't the first time Polo G has talked about online content creation in one form or another. In this case, it's streams. However, just 2 years ago, it was wanting to get paid for interviews. So 2 years ago, Adam22 was doing the Iced Coffee Hour, which was a podcast with Graham Stephan and damn, I can't believe I'm forgetting the other guy's name. But Graham Stephan and this other guy that worked with him. And they would just talk about money, and he revealed that No Jumper was making about $1 million a month. This caused a cascade of different frustrations, questions, anything you could name. Polo G was one of those people that saw that and he probably jumped out of his seat like, $1 million. And this is the thing. People like Polo G, they think it's so easy to do what a No Jumper does or what a streamer does. Otherwise, you wouldn't say, damn, I want to be one of those things if you're already a successful rapper too, which Polo G is. So with that being said, Polo G was talking about, oh yeah, we deserve to get paid for a cut of our interviews. It's like a feature, this and that. I think he believes that interviews generate a lot more than they actually do. It's basically about the content library. And the interviews aren't really going that crazy unless you're cutting them up like Vlad. And even then, these guys are severely overestimating how much revenue it drives because they just don't know how it works. With streaming, though, you got to be entertaining. And Polo G is one of the least entertaining people I've ever seen. Now, have you seen Polo G do an interview? Remember in the run-up last year to Hood Poet, his 2024 album, which sold about 24,000 first week, came and went. I wouldn't say, I don't even remember if I listened to the album. I didn't listen to the album. I don't know what I was getting up to. I would normally listen to a Polo G album, but I didn't check that one out. And it sold about 24,000. I don't know what it debuted at exactly, but I would think those are standard sales for Polo G, especially considering the fact that he didn't have a smash hit song at the time that released or any time after or before. He was going through a bunch of nonsense, which was self-inflicted. I mean, his brother robbing people and now facing a murder charge, his mom and sister like shooting at each other or something, just absolute chaos. And his mom was also his manager, I believe still is his manager, him getting caught with a gun, him doing that interview with academics and making it clear that he doesn't care that he got caught with a gun at the hotel in New York City. It's just left and right. It's nothing. Also that footage that body cam footage of Polo G when he got arrested, just uttering insane levels of disrespect and hate towards the officer that was just doing his job and wasn't saying anything to him. And that didn't make him look good. So overall, Polo G and a lot of other rappers need to realize that the fact that they rap and there's distance between them and the audience is better for them. Because if people knew their personality and that was their product, they would not be liked. People would definitely not like them. But the reason why I think Polo G, and this is ironic coming after the fact that Lil TJ, who was signed alongside Polo G, I believe they were both signed to Columbia. I know TJ and Fabio Foreign either got shifted to a smaller label or dropped. I don't know what entirely happened with that situation, but I know that Polo G was on Columbia. I don't know if he still is. He most likely is because there's still hope for him. He's not a TJ type. To give Polo G credit, I think what he is saying is that it costs so much to develop a product like an album and so much time when streamers or people like No Jumper or companies like No Jumper it seems like they put out stuff quickly, which streamers do. It looks like, oh, they just turn on the stream, they're entertaining, although there is a lot of behind the scenes effort that goes into it. And the thing is, you can't take a year break like you do for music from streaming. Your income is going to take the fattest dip you've ever seen in your entire life. You go from making a certain amount 1 month, and then maybe 3-4 months later, you're down 90% or more if you decide to take a break. And that's only for maybe 2-3 months, let alone a year. Meanwhile, rappers take a break for a year, they're making the same amount of money. They don't even notice a difference because a lot of it is based off of work they've already done. So a lot of the bookings that Polo G is still getting, the offers that he's still getting, the feature prices that he's still getting, which hopefully have dropped because a Polo G feature is not doing too much for you in 2025. All of that is based off of previous work. With streamers, it's what's the next work. With content creators, it's what's the next work that you're going to produce for us. You're not coasting off of a stream that Blackboy Max, Kai Cenat, whatever did. The Mafia-thon, that's like 8 years in the past for streaming viewers because of how fast it moves. And he's still not getting paid off of that he's not getting opportunities just off of that if he had stopped. I hope I explained that properly because we still have acts that had singles or had maybe 4 or 5 songs in the 2000s, maybe 2010s that are getting booked for gigs doing 5 figures a show. That is unheard of as a content creator. Like, that just doesn't happen. The longevity of music is incomparable to streaming or content creation, unless perhaps you're producing movies or documentaries, and we don't even really know, or TV series, but that's another level. So with Polo G, I think he's also looking at the cost. Man, especially if you're a poppin' artist. So this is where you get a two-sided blade in the fact that, number one, Polo G, because he's lit and was lit and had a hit song and multiple hit songs, successful albums, he gets booked for a lot. The thing is, when he comes to develop an album, beat makers are going to ask for a lot. Producers are going to ask for a lot. Features, he's probably doing swaps. I don't know if they'll cost too much. But then you've got to engineer the album, the people that are doing the album art, the photographers, all of that, videographers, all of that is going to cost a lot because they know you're Polo G. You got it like that. You could pay for it. And I don't even really think they care about or they look too much at the budget because like, oh, the label got the marketing budget for this. Although obviously it's the artist paying at the end of the day through their album, but it's fronted money. So they're like, yeah, screw it. We'll pay top notch to make sure that this succeeds. And then come to find out, hey, your music's not generating that much money because it hasn't recouped. And perhaps you did recoup with the last album because you had a smash hit song, but with this album, hey, you're in the hole. And that's an unfortunate position to be in. But the thing is, with streamers, the majority of rappers are not entertaining and they suck at even doing an interview. So for them to carry a conversation on their own by themselves looking at a webcam, it's impossible. We saw Soulja Boy who was able to do it. He's very entertaining. Who else is a streamer that or a rapper turned streamer? T Grizzly is a very good example of that. But T Grizzly left and checked his ego at the door, and he came into the streaming community, like respected people, learned from them, did his thing, and he's enjoying himself. And of course, people aren't disrespecting him. He's still T Grizzly. He still went through whatever he went through, and he's still rapping. But I think that's one of the best transitions. And T Grizzly was always entertaining. You never turned on a T Grizzly interview and were bored. Kevin Gates, I think, could potentially be a streamer. These guys are just characters. They can put on a show if they want to. Polo G is not that. Lil TJ is not that. Fabio Foreign, potentially, but I don't know if we want to hear Fabio Foreign speak. He's more of a segment than an actual full-on show or nightly anchor, if you want to call it that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I don't think they earn more than rappers if the rapper is top tier, because like Polo G is comparing the top streamers. So a top 10 streamer is of course going to earn a ton of money now, and if you include gambling deals, okay. But if you take out gambling deals, a lot of that money gets slashed out. So top 10 rappers versus top 10 streamers, it's night and day. The rappers are destroying them in terms of income. But Polo G's not a top 10 rapper. He's not a top 25 rapper. Is he even a top 50 rapper nowadays? I don't know. We could even check by monthly listeners, but I'm not going to go do that to him. So that's where I think the mistake in comparison comes from guys like Polo G, where they're looking at the top streamers and they're assuming that that's the standard across the board, but it's not. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.